Something to celebrate. Seated in majesty. He's in control. You are the risen. So why can you smile? How can you sit there and smile when you're going through? Cause I had the victory. Cause I have the victory. The victory belongs to me, yeah. 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 The victory belongs to me, yeah. Victory belongs to me, yeah. Victory belongs to me. Victory belongs to me. The victory belongs to me. Victory belongs to me. Everything. The victory belongs to me. 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 That's why I walk with a stride. It's not arrogance, it's confidence. Victory belongs to me. Yeah. Victory belongs. The victory belongs to me. The victory belongs to me. Victory belongs to me. Don't stop. Give it to him. Give it to him. Because you have the victory. You don't need that praise. Don't stop rapping. Don't stop singing his praises. Because that's ammunition. When you face the battle, you're going to need some ammunition. Or your gun will do no good. Your praise is your ammunition. Your worship, your faith, your loving your neighbor. That's your ammunition. You have to sing your temple up. Sing your temple up. Sing up your praise. And nobody can praise him for me but me. Because the victory belongs to me. The victory belongs to me. Hallelujah. God bless you.
Glory to God. Glory to God. How many of y'all know that? How many know that you already got the victory? How many know that we win? Look around. Tell somebody you a winner, you a winner, you a winner, you a winner. Tell somebody, some of y'all ain't getting here. Tell somebody you a winner. You a winner. You a winner. If you want to open up heaven, get the right music.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know some people, we don't like music and we try to put it with the juke joints and the clubs and everything, but spiritually, even before they went to war,
Yes, sir.
before they went to war, they had the right music.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's in the book of 1 Samuel. I'm going to give y'all the 30th chapter. I think I want to read 3 verses. I want to read 3 verses. 3 or 4. I'm going to pick them out. Verse 4 says, 1 Samuel, 30th chapter. Verse 4 says, Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep. Wow. 6 verse says, And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people were grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in his God. Amen. The 8th verse. I'll read this thing here. It says, And David inquired at the Lord, saying, Shall I pursue after them? Shall we overtake them? And the answer, God answered him and said, Pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. Oh, praise the name of God. Okay, can you give me 5 minutes, and I will tell you recover all. Look at somebody and say recover all. But before you sit down, get on back up, please. Before you sit down. That way you get to sitting on the front seat. Oh, Lord. All does mean, I didn't want y'all to say that. All does mean, all. All right, now you may be seated. Because, I mean, this is a very good scripture, and we preached it many times before. And, recovering all, recovering all just doesn't mean, getting a good job. Getting your promotion. But last week I said prepare for promotion, right? I mean, it just doesn't mean getting the car you want, the house you want. It doesn't mean recovering all, because we just think it's that, If something been taken away from us, then we just think it's that what God wants us to get back. But Colonel, what if something has been taken from you and you don't even know it was taken? What if something been taken from you and you don't even know you miss it? Because it was taken from you so long ago that you don't even miss it because you never had it. I don't even know if I can say that again. It's been taken from you so long that you don't even fight for it because you used to not have it. See, I mean, like, I'll give you a quick example. This week, I got sent just some information, and I seen y'all young men. I need you to listen to me. I see some information and statistics on a young gentleman of color being charged with armed robbery. And I seen another young man, not of color, being charged with armed robbery. And then I read down, and they were the same age, the same weight, no previous convictions. Everything was the same, John. They had the same judge. But the man of color got 20 years. And the man that wasn't no color got 2. 2 years. Now we'll say wow and we'll say ooh. But I mean, does anybody like hold that judge responsible? I mean, or do we just sit here and pray and worship? See? Do we just clap our hands here? Do we look at TV and do we say what everybody is saying right now? Oh, that's wrong. But do anybody bombard that place, because that wasn't from here, but that place? Do any of us stand up here and say, can we talk to this judge? And can he tell us how he came up with this, other than the color of our skin? No, we don't do that. We all sit around and talk about it. So when you don't know what's been taken from you, you can't even recover it. Because you don't know. And when you're dealing with the penal system or the system itself or the justice system, and it's not any justice. So then we start telling our kids how they need to live under an unjust system. Instead of teaching them how to prepare themselves to come together. Not be like Dr. King and get shot. Not be like Malcolm X and die early. Not be like Mel Irvin and get drugged and nobody there to help. But really come together and think about how we gonna change. If you don't want to change it, don't tell me you want to recover all. When somebody says, well, that ain't none of my business. That's what people say. As long as my family living good, he shouldn't have committed armed robbery. That's the first thing we'll say. Recover all. But I came from the 30th chapter because David, if you know anything about this story, he's been off, but he's been hiding. Watch this. He's been hiding with the very people that we know David. Most of us in the church. If I say something about David, you're going to say something about Goliath, right? David and Goliath, because that's how David came on the scene. Now, some of y'all might say something about David Glover, but most of us say David, y'all say something about Deep, but most of y'all know David I'm talking about. And we know him from Goliath. right? But now, during this time, David is actually hanging out with the people that he fought against. You know, because it's amazing, you can help people, which David helped King Saul and Israel by fighting Goliath. But now King Saul don't like him, and he's jealous of him, and he's chasing him. And now David is actually hanging out with the very enemy that he fought against before. Ain't that amazing? Right? And I mean, and the only reason David won against Goliath, I need you to hear this. The only reason David won against Goliath is that, I'm going to give y'all a secret. He didn't fear death. See, when the enemy have you fearing death, he has you. Now, listen, I'm not saying, I don't really think, some people say, well, I don't fear death. People don't fear death. People sometimes fear how they going to die. I mean, for real. They fear how they going to die. Because, you know, but when you're young, you don't even really think about death and stuff, and that's good. You know, live your life, love, laugh, you know, all that, and live. You know, and have dreams and watch God open them up for you. But, yeah, the problem is not so much death. The problem is we cling to life. We cling to life. And I just want to say something to somebody. Some people clinging to life and you don't even like your life. What are you clinging to? You ought to be clinging to something you like. Or is you trying to make it better? Let's try to make it better. So, I mean, come up with a plan. If you're not there this year, this month, try to figure out how you can make it better next year, next month, and put a plan together. No, you can't keep doing the same thing and not like your life. Somebody gonna have to change. And sometimes that somebody might have to be you. But recovering all, you have to understand all. You know? Because everybody all ain't the same all. Everybody don't want the same thing. But see, all means like as a people, and I'm not talking about black and white now, I'm talking about it really as a people, we ought to all want the same thing for everybody. Good and bad, no matter what color skin and all that, you know, whether you male or female. But we got all of these things that have distracted us and have separated us because of that. And it's in this world. But it's been here. Watch. David fought Goliath also because he thought it was just not right for the Philistines to try to enslave them. Because that's what was going to happen. If the Philistines won, the Israelites was going to become their slaves. So and David was like, "Oh, do you know who we is? Who we are? Do y'all know who our God is? Our God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You can't just come over here and talk about you want to enslave us. We serve the one and true God." That's why he fought him, and then they was trying to give him his, Saul was trying to give him his armor and stuff. He said, "No, I can't wear that. That's too heavy. I can't move." He said, "But I tell you what, now, I done killed bear. Y'all know the story. I done killed a lion trying to save my dad's sheep. Now, you study that, because this was in the Bible days, because, it really ain't too many countries that, you got bears and lions in the same area. Unless you got a zoo." Y'all kidding that. But he killed him, and so now he's saying, "Look, I can kill the giant. Now I don't need what I need is a stone and faith that I can hit him, and the giant gonna fall, and everything else gonna fall. Yeah, everything else gonna fall. But now he did all that, and now later on he's hiding out with the Philistines that he fought against, because the very king that he helped save his country, you understand, is after him. They don't even trust him. They don't trust David enough to let David go fight with them against Israel. And they get rid of David. And when David goes back home, this is what we find. He goes down to Ziklag, and Ziklag is abandoned. Because the Ammonites have come and taken all of David and all of his men, wives, daughters, sons, everything. All right, now, like I said, it's going to have to be a series. So this is where he's at. Now, even the men he's with, now they're looking at him talking trash to him. And they want to kill him. I need y'all to get that, because the very person you pray for, the very person that you help, can turn their back on you and want to kill you when stuff ain't going their way. Amen. Y'all better catch that. I mean, your friends. You mean you said that about me? When I wasn't around, you mean you ain't defend me? You mean you laughed at what they said? What kind of friend are you? Huh. Wow. You ain't even trying to defend me. That's what David. So the Bible said that David had to encourage himself. Because sometimes you got to encourage yourself. And then he went in Asgard, he said, shall we pursue? In other words, shall we go back and get him? God said, go ahead. Now, he had 600 men with him. He got to a brook, and 200 of them were so tired that they couldn't go the rest of the way. So he left 200, and he went with 400. They found the Ammonite, and they killed him. And killed everything. And the reason they said they killed everything, and I need y'all to catch this, because if y'all don't catch this, some of this talking was for nothing. You know? They say that the Ammonites were sorcerers, and it was hard to fight against them because they were shapeshifters. In other words, they could turn into animals and come and, you don't know what you're fighting. And that almost sounds like today. Because, see, if you want to tell the truth, you don't know what you're fighting when it comes to COVID-19. You don't know. You can believe what you believe. You can hear everything. And some of us have more understanding, and some of us have more information than others. So, and some of us don't share the information we got. But we have more than others have, pertaining to what this is, where it came from, and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you're fighting against something you cannot see.
It is with great pleasure that I stand before you on behalf of the Grant Hill Missionary Scholarship Committee. We welcome each and every one of you as we recognize those individuals that will be rewarded on today. We honor our continuing college students and our high school graduates that have met the criteria to receiving a scholarship. Today, we will be awarding high school graduates with a scholarship of $500 and continuing students with a scholarship of $250. We require the applicants to submit a 500-word essay. The essays are judged by a panel of 3, and the students that win the contest is awarded a computer and a printer, or a $250 award if they already have a computer and printer. Here to help introduce the students being awarded today will be Ms. Gloria Scott, the Scholarship Ministry Chaperone, and we also ask the pastor to come forward as well as we do our presentations. Good morning.
Thank you, Denisha. I too am honored, and I congratulate each of you on your accomplishments. First, we have Trevon Shaquem Isaac Robinson, and as I call your name, please come forward. Trayvon is a 2021 graduate of Lakewood High School, where he was a member of the marching band. He is currently attending Francis Marion University in Florence, South Carolina, where his major course of study is psychology. His grade point average when he finished high school was a 3.0. Trayvon ended his essay with the comment, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." Proverbs 16:3. Next we have Jaron Ty Rogers. Jaron is a 2021 graduate of Crestwood High School, where he was a member of the Crestwood Knights football team.
Whoa.
Sorry, Jaron. I just want you to get Crestwood Knight. Okay, but he was a member of the Sumter High Gamecocks football team and the wrestling team. He is currently attending South Carolina State University in Orangeburg, South Carolina, where his major course of study is sports communication. His grade point average when he finished high school was a 2.5. Jaron ended his essay with a quote by Bill Strickland that says, "Success is the point where your most authentic talents, passion, values, and experiences intersect with a change to contribute to some greater good." And last of our new college students are Eric Eugene Singleton II. Eric is a 2021 graduate of Crestwood High School, where he enrolled in the dual enrollment program, and this afforded him the opportunity to earn 21 credit hours toward his bachelor's degree. He is currently attending Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and his course of study is computer science. His grade point average when he finished high school was a 3.4. Eric said in his essay that college isn't cheap nor easy, but he plans to maintain good grades and stay focused so he will qualify for this scholarship next year and qualify for others as well. Jada Sonia Richardson. Jada is a student at Clemson University, where her major course of study is accounting with emphasis in pre-business. This is her second year at Clemson. However, because she was given the opportunity to enroll in the early college program while in high school, she graduated with an associate degree from the University of South Carolina Sumter campus before graduating from high school. Therefore, even though she's entering her second year at Clemson University, she's actually a senior. Her grade point average at the end of the 2021 school year was a 4.0. Jada stated she believes education is the key to success, and she tries to connect her passion for education with her desire to help others. Next, we have Paris Danye Scarborough. Paris is a student at Morris College, where her major course of study is elementary education. This is her second year at Morris. Her grade point average at the end of the 2019-2020 school year was a 2.5. And she said, "Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." James 2:17. And the last of our continuing college students is DeAndre Young. DeAndre is a student at Winthrop University, where his major course of study is business. His grade point average at the end of the 2019-2020 school year was a 2.88. DeAndre said, "Receiving this scholarship award is more than just receiving an award to help with his college expenses, but it is one step further in him attaining his goals." As the mentioned earlier, the SC winner is given a computer and a printer or an additional award of $250. And the student winning this award is Ms. Jada Richardson. Again, congratulations. And if you could just remain standing for just a few moments.
Each and every one of you. Now we're going to have our advisor deacon, Dr. Gladys Grant, come before you all.
Good morning again. We have been so blessed over the years. For those of you who remember our Deacon Roosevelt Sanders, his wife Daphne decided that she wanted to make a contribution to this scholarship ministry. And so in doing so, she awarded the church about $2,500 to be given to the students for supplies and to help with tuition and that. And so for the first time in the history of the Grand Hill Missionary Baptist Church Scholarship Ministry, we, of course, would like to applaud Daphne and Deacon Roosevelt. Blessed him for doing this for us. There's more to come, we just want you to know. But we are honored today to have Deacon James Sanders, the brother, of course, you know, of the late Deacon Roosevelt. He's going to come forward and at this time bring us words on behalf of Roosevelt and Daphne and their family. Deacon Sanders.
Good afternoon. Deacon Grant just mentioned when we had the untimely death of my brother, Deacon Rowe, on June of last year. His wife, Daphne, has already been said, decided that she wanted to make this donation to the church to be given to the young people of Grand Hill Baptist Church toward the furthering their education. The only thing that she requested that we would do is for those recipients is that they know something about her late husband, about my brother, Roe, as we generally call him. But for those of us, and I think most of us in here probably already knew Roe, you know that he was someone who was very serious-minded and he had strong convictions. And one of the strong convictions he has was to see the furtherance of education for our young people, especially our young black males and females. Roe was someone who spent some years in the armed forces and he traveled throughout the world, and he was very involved even after his retirement from the Army. He spent some time in the corporate world. So he had the opportunity to see what education can do for you, or the lack of education, how it can work against you. At the same time, he also had the opportunity to see, as was mentioned this morning in Pastor's sermon, how things, even when you met the qualification, sometimes things didn't quite always work out equally as it should. But he felt that we needed to do all that we can to help our young people. And we realized that there are some people, and sometimes parents, that don't even put forth the effort. Our young people don't necessarily put forth the effort. They're in school, and some of it going there just for play, to do whatever they can, everything they can do to not do their work. So it was always very encouraging and refreshing when we saw young people trying to strive, trying to do their best, trying to make something of themselves. And I can stand here and I can say that we here at Grand Hill, we've had a number of people throughout the years, and the people who are standing here serve as an example for not only them, themselves, but those who are in the past, and others I know that are coming along in the future, that are going to do everything that they can do to be successful in life. So I wanted you all to know that
Roe was someone that encouraged. He was an encourager. He always spoke with someone, and just in private conversation between he and myself, you know, he was someone who encouraged our young people to do all you can. And he wanted to do what he can to support you, even if it was just a word of encouragement. So it was quite natural, as Deacon Grant said, for after his death, his wife Daphne decided that all the money that had been offered as a love offering toward her to be given to the church, so it can be presented to you all who are standing here this morning, that you can use these funds. And the Education Committee, they've done their due diligence in the past, and they've decided, they came up with some criteria, and they decided the terms, whatnot, on what should be done. But I'm just here again this morning just to let you know that his wife, this is something she wanted to do, and she was very compassionate about it as well, because she knew that he was compassionate. So I just want to encourage you all on behalf of my brother Roe, that you all continue to do what you're doing. And we heard some comments this morning on your GPAs, you know, what they were when you came out of high school and what they are now that you're in school. And it's a testament that you carried those traits over into higher education. So I ask that you continue to do that, continue to love, continue to trust God, continue to do everything that you can to make not only yourselves, but your parent, but all of us here at Grant Hill proud of everything that you have done and everything that you will continue to do in the future. Thank you very much. With that, I want to present this computer to Mr. Jaron Rogers, South Carolina State. Trayvon Rogers. I'm sorry. And that was Francis Merrick. Miss Perry Scarborough. I'm sorry about that, Perry. Thank you. And in addition to all of the computers, we've got some printers, paper. Anything else coming from back there? But again, I just, while Pastor is offering you his congratulations, I just want to again congratulate you all. And I know that if my brother Roe was here today, that he would be very proud of what you have accomplished, very proud of what you will continue to do and what you will become of your lives in the future. Again, congratulations to each and every one of you.